start this workout off, we're gonna focus on our breath. We're gonna focus on the musculature that we want to engage while breathing. So standing up nice and tall, getting that posture set up for the work ahead. Just relax, have an even footprint. Make sure you feel that connection to the ground. Imagine that string pulling to the ceiling so it's keeping that length, always maintaining that length. So from here, I want you to place your forefinger and your thumb on the front and back of your ribs, on the bottom ribs. I want you just to breathe in through your nose, expanding your belly. So as you expand, I want you to feel that engage throughout your forefinger and your thumb. So you're creating a nice 360-degree breath. So rather than just horizontal, it's going out in every direction. You should feel that musculature throughout your torso starting to engage. So now we're gonna do simple box breath. So 4-second inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to slow, controlled breaths. Reinforcing that pattern, making sure we're not breathing through our chest, through our shoulders. Trying to breathe through the belly as much as we can. So let's just keep it going. Inhale a little bit more. Exhale all the way, squeeze all that breath out. Shake it out. All right, let's go to mobility. For the mobility warm-up, we're gonna start from the ground this time. So I want you to place your feet in that nice bilateral stance and just squeeze the ground with your toes. Relax, lift up your toes as high as you can. Squeeze the ground with your toes. Feel that connection. Now I want you to imagine you're pushing your feet away from each other, engaging the hips, engaging that lateral line. Always focusing on the breath. So now we're going to lift up the right foot. We do big ankle circles. Just about 3 to 5 in each direction. Other side, the other direction. Now other side. So if you need something for support, that's fine. Other direction. And up through the feet into the knees. So we're going to go big circles one direction, circle the other direction, keeping your feet planted on the ground. Now we're gonna go up into the hip. So I want you to raise up your hip as high as you can, rotate, come right back down. Raise it up from that side position, rotate forward, back down. One more time. Again, if you need something for support, that's fine. Other side, lift up, externally rotate, drop it down. Trying to keep yourself as square as possible as you do this. So we're finding those ranges. And let's go into hip circles. So big hip circles, keeping the feet planted. As I get into that extension, squeezing your glutes. 3, other direction. 1, 2, 3. Let's go posterior, anterior pelvic tilts, forward and back. Remember, this is the top of the swing. If you've been on any one of these programs, you've heard me say it. You're gonna hear me say it every single time you do this because it's that important. Get into that posterior tilt, engage the glutes, engage that anterior. Hands at your chest. Come to one side, rotate around, other side. So imagine just your rib cage performing the rotation. One more time. And arms out, slide to one side, slide to the other side. So spinal glide, thoracic glide, trying to create that space between each vertebrae. Keeping the arms up, keeping that length. Corkscrews, it's my go-to. I do this before every workout. Big arm circles, so we're gonna go high as you can, rotate, come back down. High as you can, keeping that rotation, back down. One more. Now we're just gonna keep your arms up, little circles. As you do this, keep that front line engaged so we don't hyperextend through the mid and upper back. Other direction. Do a teacup. So imagine you're holding a teacup. We're gonna come back behind, rotate around, up and over, back to that starting position. Make sure when you're in that up and over position, when your hips are hyperextended, hips are extended, keeping your glutes engaged to not put excessive pressure on the lower back. Other direction. Bringing that forward with that external rotation. Bring it all the way around, not spilling your tea. One more. Other side, starting with that internal rotation. So I'm getting my shoulders, I'm getting my hips, getting my spine, getting my elbows, wrists. Other direction. So I'm externally rotating, bringing it up and over, moving underneath the arm. From here, let's work on the neck. So shoulders down, engage your anterior. Big circles. So I'm not going into excessive extension at the top, looking back. I'm just looking up slightly. Other direction. I want you to tense every muscle in your body, tense everything, breathe through that tension. Then we're going to shake. Ready, set, shake. And tense, 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 tense. Keeping that breath, constant shake. One more time, tense, squeeze, 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 and shake. And you're good to go. Double snatch, clean press. Make sure to keep your grip loose so that the bell can rotate around your forearm, whether you're doing the snatch or the clean, and it doesn't slam into your forearm. Keep your wrist straight without excessive extension or flexion. And then make sure you're keeping the bells tight to the body. So same as with the swing, you're driving with your hips, you're pushing your feet into the ground, and you're pulling vertically. So you want to avoid that bell going way too far out in front of you. Alternating back lunge. Make sure your front knee is tracking over the toe as well as the back knee over the toe. Maintain that trunk control, that core tension to avoid rounding under the pressure. Stay nice and tall and make sure you have a nice even footprint. So you're gripping the ground with your toes as you're pressing up so you don't feel any knee pain as you do this. So you can vary this by incorporating a rack position, incorporating an overhead position, staggered position, or an offset position where one bell's in the rack, one bell is in the hang position. One arm push-up hold. Left. Make sure your wrists are stacking under your elbow, under your shoulder so that you have that support. Maintain a nice smooth breath so you have enough tension to keep yourself straight without your hips coming down and avoiding that rotation. One arm push-up hold, right. If your bell is too light, go heavier or just do it from the ground. I find with the hand on the bell, it alleviates some of the wrist pain, but it can put some pressure on the palm that makes it a little bit harder. So you can also perform this with your hand on the bell itself. So this again makes it a little bit more ergonomic and easier on the hand and the wrist. Again, just make sure you're stacking. That's the most important thing here. So if your arm is too far forward, you're gonna be putting unnecessary stress on the shoulder. And as you get stronger in this position, you can start to bend the elbow. So now we're prepping to be able to perform a one arm push-up, not just the hold. So this is a powerful exercise, great exercise for your chest, for your shoulders, your entire core, and your hips. You're gonna see that there is a lot of tension around your entire lumbopelvic hip area. One arm row left. Place your elbow on your leg so that you have the support. Keep that core tight. Don't round under the pressure. As you pull up and back, don't pull too high and don't rotate as you do this so you can keep the tension on your upper back and on your lat. One arm row right. Be control on the way down and then make sure that forearm stays vertical. So as you come up, notice how the staggered position, heels off the ground, elbow is on the knee. So I have control. Going from that vertical forearm alignment and maintaining that vertical forearm alignment. So I'm rotating as I do this, which allows me to really engage the musculature of my upper back, my shoulders a little bit more. So you might have to go a little bit lighter. If your bell is excessively heavy, you can stay in that neutral grip position and then just extend back that leg. So that'll make it a little bit better range of motion for you. Make sure you're squeezing your upper back as you do this. Squeeze the bell as you do this and breathe through the tension. So as I pull up, I'm breathing out, not letting go of all my breath, but exhaling to create that tension and engage a little bit more in that contraction of the exercise. Don't just go through the motions and make sure don't use excessive speed as you're doing this. Double snatch, clean press. Alternating back lunge. One arm push-up hold. Left. One arm push-up hold, right. One arm row left. One arm row right. Double snatch, clean press. Alternating back lunge. One arm push-up hold, left. One arm push-up hold, right. One arm row left. One arm row right. Double snatch, clean press. Alternating back lunge. One arm push-up hold. Left. One arm push-up hold, right. One arm row left. One arm row right. Double snatch, clean press. Alternating back lunge. One arm push-up hold. Left. One arm push-up hold, right. One arm row left. One arm row right. Farmer walk marches. Keep your core tight as you do this. Breathe through that tension. Don't hold your breath. Try to lift your knee up as high as you can as you do this. But if you find yourself losing balance, don't go so high. So keep your shoulders back, your lats engaged to avoid rounding under the pressure of the bells. So you're standing up nice and tall, And this is ideal if you don't have a lot of space. Alternating shoulder rotations. Maintain tension as you do this so that you avoid rounding or hyperextending at the top position. Go within your ranges. So if your shoulders don't feel so mobile, don't go as far. All I want you to do is open up, bring that arm behind you, and then come back into that rack position. You're going to be moving back and forth on this as a way to increase not only your shoulder strength, but the mobility as well as your grip strength, just holding the bells in place. Alternating one arm swings with rotation. Drive your feet into the ground, stand up tall as fast as you can, keep your glutes engaged and your core engaged to make sure you're not hyperextending at the top of the position. This is going to allow you to create that power from your backside without hyperextending and without feeling it on your back. Make sure to increase the speed of your hip drive and the amount of tension on your core. Farmer walk marches. Alternating shoulder rotations. Alternating one arm swings with rotation. Farmer walk marches. Alternating shoulder rotations. Alternating one arm swings with rotation. Farmer walk marches. Alternating shoulder rotations. Alternating one arm swings with rotation. Farmer walk marches. Alternating shoulder rotations. Alternating one arm swings with rotation. Farmer walk marches. Alternating shoulder rotations. Alternating one arm swings with rotation. Farmer walk marches. Alternating shoulder rotations. Alternating one arm swings with rotation. We're gonna start the decompression from the half kneeling, so right knee on the ground, tilt that pelvis under, so you're creating that length through the quad, through the hip flexor, and drive your hips slightly forward without going into hyperextension. Bring that right arm up and over, slightly behind, so we're getting the stretch through the oblique. Breathe through that tension. Other side. Left knee's on the ground, tilt that pelvis under, Drive forward slightly so you feel that stretch through the quad. Left arm comes up and back. Breathe through that tension. Down. And back into the right knee. We're gonna bring that left leg out, right hand on the ground. We're gonna thread the left hand through. So we feel that in the adductors, feeling that through the mid and upper back.
Hold on, we're gonna have to pause on that one. You're a little too.
Which way?
So if you can go even further back, maybe. Right there. That's good.
Okay. So start from that point?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so in the half kneeling position, bring that leg out. Right hand underneath the shoulder, wrist under the shoulder. We're gonna thread that left arm through. You can bend this right elbow. Come right back up. Squeeze. Thread it through, getting the adductors, getting the shoulder, getting the upper back. One more. And back. Switch. Left knee on the ground, right leg out. Thread through. Thread through. Thread through. And down. From the kneeling position, I'm going to drop the shoulders, clasp your hands, and reach forward. Relax, hands on the ground, fingers facing back. Palms up, back your hands on the ground. And feet on the ground. Drive your calves, drive your hamstrings into the ground as you pull yourself forward. So if you can't reach that far, just reach as far as you feel comfortable. Bring your right knee up and over. Left elbow on the right knee. Try to rotate back as best you can. Feeling that stretch through the glute, through your back. Switch sides. Left foot up and over. Right elbow on the left knee. Rotate. Back to that quadruped position, so knees under hips, wrists under the shoulders. We'll do some cat-cow. Trying to get as much extension and flexion as possible. Sit back onto your knees. Drop your left elbow or your left arm down. Gently pull. And incorporate this into every workout because of all the pulling that you do through cleans and swings. Can put a lot of stress on the upper back and the shoulders, which can create more neck pain. If you find a sticking point, breathe into it. And relax. Take as much time as you need. Incorporate more time on specific movements as you need. Otherwise, let's finish off with some breath work. I like to finish off all these workouts with some concentrated, relaxing breath work to get us back into parasympathetic. So you can have your hands on your belly as support if you need. Otherwise, just hands on your knees. And we're going to go back to that box breath. So inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. You can keep going this fashion as long as you want. Lay down, relax, fall asleep, or that's it. Fantastic work. Great job as always. And I will see you on the next workout.